It seems that AI is making its way into everything these days. This gimbal is no different. It's a gimbal that will take DSLR, compact cameras, action cameras, and even a phone. It's the newest gimbal from Feiyu, the SCORP Mini 3, and it's pretty damn good. In fact, there are quite a few things that I like about this. There's a couple of things that I do not like about this, but we'll get onto them in a minute. If you are not familiar with this brand, they've been around for about 10 years or so. They do like stabilizers, gimbals for photography, for videography, that sort of stuff. They're really on the cutting edge of innovation, if you like, and this is no exception to that. Really, chances are, if you've been looking at gimbals seriously, you've almost certainly come across this brand. If you're familiar with the SCORP Mini 2, this has got quite a few improvements over that. Over here, that little blue circle there, that's the AI camera. Got 40% wider view, it tracks quicker and smoother, it's just more accurate. This gimbal will take up to 2 kilos of weight up here on the camera, which is, for a gimbal, that's quite impressive. For a little handheld thing, and this isn't very big, it's quite impressive. You can also mount some accessories. Here's a 1/4-inch drive there to mount, I think you get a light with it. And setting up this gimbal was, let's just say it was challenging. This is one of the things I really did not like at all about this gimbal. This setup of this thing for me was an absolute pain, and for someone who does do enough tech reviews here on this channel, I'm doing these sorts of things often enough, you would think it should come second nature, but it just didn't. The main reason for that was the instructions are just so damn small and tiny. Even my glasses here, even with the magnifying glass, I couldn't work out what it was trying to do. And it was almost at the point where I've gone, you know what, take this back, I'm not reviewing it. It's too bloody hard. And if it's too hard for me, it's probably going to be too hard for someone who hasn't used one before. But there is an app. And as soon as I got the app onto my phone, that was all resolved. The instructions were just pathetically done, I think, and there's no way you're going to change my mind about that. They're just too damn small, too many languages on the same graphics, it's just badly done. But the app, once you put the app on there, connect it to the gimbal, it's easy as. It's all like walkthrough wizard sort of thing on the app. It's fantastic. So even though I didn't like the setup, the app resolved that issue for me. I've tested quite a few gimbals here on this channel. This is by far the quietest one. I can't hear anything. I can hear a crow. The gimbal the motors on this gimbal are dead set quiet. They're all fully adjustable in speed as well. The only noise that you ever really hear from this is from this fan when you're using the phone as the camera. And there's a fan on the back here mainly because of the high-end, resource-hungry videography that you can do with phones. And if you've shot like Prologue and things like that on an iPhone, you know they can get pretty warm, and this here will help it keep it nice and cool. With this mount, you can also turn it 90 degrees and record video that way. You can do everything from that phone app, which is all well and good if you're going to have the phone sitting next to it or something, or using it as a remote, which we'll get onto in a second. But I find that the menu here, here is a touch screen. It's like 1 1/3 inch or something like that. But if you've used an action camera or a Pocket 3, something like that, where you're swiping the menus from top to bottom, left to right, this is very intuitive as far as that goes. Along with that screen, this whole handle here comes off. Just take it and take it off just like that. This here now will control the gimbal, which is fantastic, I think. You can have this sitting down low where you can't get to and still control this gimbal while it's over there on the ground underneath something, or getting yourself out of danger or things like that. A word of warning, if you are going to purchase one of these, I came unstuck quite a bit actually charging this up. So the charging port is over here, just under the handle under here. It's a USB-C, and the cable, there's a cable that comes with it. No brick, but who hasn't got a charging brick these days? What I found is the battery is in here, and it's going in the handle of for the gimbal, and it lasts like 14 hours apparently, and I've only charged it once or twice because of what I'm about to tell you. So you charge the gimbal, and only when it's powered on and the handle is plugged in does the handle itself charge. See, I thought this was all charged, and this kept on dying on me within like seconds, and I worked out there's actually 2 little battery indicators there, and one of them wasn't full. It was only when I had the gimbal sitting there on charge that, or sitting there turned on, that this was charging. So that's worth noting if you are going to purchase this gimbal. As I mentioned, up here is the AI camera. In behind that blue disc there, and underneath there's a little LED. It'll go green and it'll go red, and this is where all the gestures come into play. There's only 5 gestures. This has been the second bone of contention for me, and it's only because I guess I'm learning the gestures. This will take numerous cameras. There's a list of cameras it will take, and getting this set up was a bit of a pain, getting my camera to talk to the gimbal. It's all done via Bluetooth, and because if you are someone who uses this, this is the camera I actually use for my live streaming, so I've had to undo a heap of settings and put a heap of settings on there to get the Bluetooth to work with this. The other thing, this is a ZV-1 incidentally, and if you use a ZV-1 or use any Sony camera that's got a different record button to a shutter button, when you hit record on this, it fires a shutter button. So you've got to map the menus on this. You've got to map the record button over to the shutter button, so it will actually record. For ages there, it was just taking bloody photos of me, and I couldn't work out why. So I've just mapped those buttons that way, and it worked just fine. So there's 5 gestures on this. Realistically, I think you're going to use 2. Most people are going to use 2. That is the start record and stop record, as well as the face tracking. That's how I think most people are going to use this. It's got other things on there like object tracking and stop using the gestures, things like that. But I find in the use that I've had with it is those 2, the start and the stop and the track. And the track is like a symbol like this, which is fine. I'll hold that up there. That light there just turned green. And if I move around, it's going to follow me around. And that's fantastic. That's what you expect it to do. The problem that I had is that I read the start-stop business with a stop button, well, it's in a stop signal, and it would work sometimes and it wouldn't work. If I wasn't wearing a hat, sometimes I thought it's it catching my bald scon and not doing it or something, but I worked out, like you see here, there you go, it's not doing it, it's not recording. When I splay my fingers, it does. So if I do this, it's now recording. And as I move around, it's tracking me as I go. So the splayed fingers works well. If I do that, it won't stop. But if I do that, it will stop. And of course, to stop the active tracking, and it's tracking my face right now, I just hold up this single light signal with the OK signal, and now it's no longer tracking me. Setting the gimbal up to balance it for the different cameras that you can mount on here is really not that big a deal. All of the points of all of the axis have a locking tab and numbers across there, so you can balance it up pretty well. If you use the app on the phone, it balances it really, really well. I don't even need to show you that, it just does it. Like most gimbals, the trigger on the front here, double click on that and it will take it all back to neutral, back to the center. And it's got a wheel here on the front, and this wheel will do a couple of things. It will will do one of 3 things. It will pan, or actually in this case here, it'll tilt. We can set it so it will traverse, and we can set it so it will rotate as well. And that's all done through the menus over here. This is as good, I think, as some of the Ronin stuff that's out there. So if you're in the market for that, you're probably in the market for this as well. This does do time lapses. I haven't tested the time lapse, to be honest, but it's going to give you point A's and point B's like most other gimbals, and let you do time lapses all through the sky. So it could be handy for mobile photographers like that. Anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next week. Catch you later.